by the time our next show airs, the schedule might be out by that point. There's no date that's supposed to drop. I think I read online it's anywhere from like August 16th to like August 22nd. The schedule could be dropped or released. Last year we had a slew of primetime games. But this year, I'm curious as to see what do you guys think is going to happen with our schedule this year? Do you think with the unknowns within our roster this year, do you think we could kind of get screwed out of primetime games this year, nationally televised games? What do you guys think about that?
You had the MVP. You'll get primetime games. Because one is, you got to think in the East. You know, just the East alone, you're going to have, even with Miami going to the finals, unless they get Dame Lillard. They may have fewer primetime games than Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly. A team that's going to get some more this year to start is the Spurs.
Yeah, that's true.
New Orleans will if Zion plays.
Yep.
They'll knock somebody off. But as you can see from the first day, it's going to be West Coast heavy. So it's easy to kind of see who our primetime games are going to be against. You have that package of West Coast teams. You have the package of East Coast teams. So you can bet that the majority of those games will be a little mid to later in the season when football's over, and you'll get a few matchups early in the season. But I think ultimately it's hard to kind of distinguish and pick this year because of this in-season tournament.
Ooh, yeah, true.
In-season tournament is going to kind of dictate your Tuesday, Friday schedule. So you're only going to play teams that are in your bracket or in your pool. So that's 5 or 6 games right there.
That's true.
And not all of those games are going to be on television. So I think until that's over, you get to Christmas, it could be a couple. But I think as the season picks up, they'll have us on there a good amount. I think we'll get our maximum or close to our maximum of national televised games.
I looked it up, according to this article at NBA.com. We had 34 national television games last year. You think we get 34 this year?
Yes.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Still got the MVP, man. And you played well. And we were, one of the top 8 teams to finish. Why would you not?
Because the uncertainty with Harden?
I don't know. You still have your 2 leading scorers. Still have your 2 leading scorers. You either getting Harden back or you're getting something for him. And if you don't, sometimes all the other mess sells too.
That's true. You could look at it that way. That's a good point. People want to see how mad Harden is on the bench with his little furry coat. That's true.
That's you adding all that.
I took what you said. I kind of just I brought my little furry coat side to it,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
do act like you weren't tuning into Ben Simmons Nets games, looking for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think that so you got a game like that, like the Nets. That game will probably be national televised against
one of them. Yeah, for sure.
You got Boston, you got Miami, you have
Denver.
Denver will, Lakers will, Suns will. Warriors will.
Yeah.
Maybe the Spurs will. Knicks will. You know what I'm saying? So I we'll be up there. I think we get either get the max national televised games or very close.
I'm going to say 25.
And we had 34 last year?
Mm-hmm. No way. No? Okay. You're right, though. You are a good point. I think Miami's in much higher probability of losing a lot more games if they don't because they're not going to get Lillard.
Yes.
But yeah, because they're like,
if they get Dame Lillard, they max out.
Oh,
they'll max out easily.
Yeah. But if not, you're right. I think they'll get screwed. I think,
they'll have some games, but I think it'll be more of who they're playing.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. It's true. Marcus, you have a guess? 34 last year.
I'm with Eric. I don't think much is going to change. Kind of like the conversation we had the other day. You seem to be tying our national televised games to the Harden being here, or not more so than having the MVP, which is, I think that's interesting. That
our MVP might miss 20 games this year. So like,
but you're not going into the season. Like they're not going into the season assuming that he's like that. It's not like he had Zion season where you like he didn't play, he missed the whole season. Yeah. He was the MVP.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I'm saying is he's the MVP in Philly. Philly has a great following. Like they have one of the best followings in the league.
And he's getting to the best shape of his life, Eric.
See.
Hey, that's not my words.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with what we were talking
about. That's Ramon Shelford's words. I'm just saying, like,
starting stuff, man. That had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Nothing.
He'll play a lot of games. All I'm saying, he won't miss that much. I was wrong before. He won't miss that many. He won't miss 20 games because
I guess
best shape of his life. He's going to play a lot. They should keep that in consideration. Maybe that report came out because of schedule making. Like, oh, Embiid's going to play all season, huh? Okay, we'll put him in more. Let's give him more national games.
Yeah, but the thing is, I agree with Eric. I don't think they're going to factor that in. Oh, Embiid could miss 20 games. I mean, Embiid, that's been a thing for the last few years, and they still had a lot of televised games last year, and he got a lot of flack for not playing at some of those games, those national televised games.
But a lot of people are calling this like a punt season. And NBA doesn't want to bank on a punt season for a team. Like that's not what they want to do. If we get back Marcus Morris and Nicholas Batum, that's not sexy.
But even with this punt season, the Sixers will be a top 3 seed, top 4 seed in the East. So it's like, I mean, a punt season for us. Yeah.
Batum, Covington, and like Terrence Mann for James Harden, and you think easily will be a top 3 seed in the East?
Yeah.
What about you? Let's do that right now, Eric.
Why are you always just making up some on the fly with
because he's ready to say with or without Harden, we're a top 3 seed in the East. I don't think so.
I can't say we a lock, but we could potentially do it with Maxey and Joel. Like you can be that guy. You can be that team. I mean, Miami did it with Les.
True.
They didn't have a Joel, and they were a number 1 seed. But I think you can. I mean, they had guys that are all-star players, but so I think yes, it's very possible. I don't think it's a lock. I don't think you can stamp them as a lock.
With 2 weeks left in the season last year, we had Cleveland breathing down our neck for the number 3 seed. That was with Harden and an MVP Joel.
No, I'm just saying, like, I just don't think you can go into the season and it'd be a lock because I just think that. Like 1 through 6, the East is closer than people think. And then Miami wasn't top 6 last year. You got to remember that.
Closer next year.
Yeah.
They wasn't top 6 last year. They were what, 8th seed, right?
Who?
Miami.
Yeah.
They're 8th seed. So I think it's just hard to just say a team is going to be a lot for a top 3 when we've seen, Philly you can say has been the consistent top 4. The last
guys.
I'm just saying the last maybe 5 years that the most consistent up top has been Milwaukee and Boston.
Boston, yeah.
So I mean, if we're saying someone's a lock, they're probably the bigger locks for a seed that high.
Yeah. I'd say Milwaukee for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as a lock, as far as if I had to choose a team that I felt was closer to being a lock for a top 3 teams, those 2 teams have shown it more than the other teams consistently year after year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I said 3.
You're going to say something, Marcus.
I said 3 or 4 seed. You locked me in me saying the 3 seed. I said top 4 or 3.
I heard
4 or 3. And secondly, the year.
What did he say, Eric? You said 3 or 4?
I heard you. I didn't hear him. You just took it over.
Get out of here. He said 3 and you know it. Come on.
And secondly, the year that Simmons sat out, we didn't have Harden or Simmons when it was the Maxey and Embiid show, when Maxey was a young buck at the time. We were a top 3 seed, and now Maxey's
James did come that year, though.
Yeah, but we were still in like the top 3 contention before that trade, which that's why that trade made seemed such a big sexy thing when we got Harden. They were like, oh man, we've been doing this well without Harden. Now you add him into the mix.
Yeah, and Seth Curry averaging like 18 a game before he left too.
He's stepping up, yeah. And Tobias was doing his thing. Your boy,
yeah, with all that money too.
I just think that us being a top 3 or 4 seed, I think that's enough to get us in, even with those guys you mentioned. And anything, I think it gives us good depth too. Adds to our depth.
Well, adding the extra seed it is different. 3 or 4 is different than just saying 3.
The top half of the
Big
East,
difference.
we're locked in the top. We're locked in the top half.
That's the difference. The extra seed really matters.
4 in the NBA is like the 8 and 9 in March Madness.
4, you go from a 3, like I don't know, to the 4, like as an expectation. It's like totally different. Like you talking about are you talking about we won't have home court in the first round? Is that what you're saying? Like that's different.
Yeah.
Floor 4 seed, ceiling 3 seed.
Whoa, okay.
So that's right
nice.
there.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's nice.
Yeah. So what you said 25 was your answer? Yeah, you think 25?
I'll say 25.
National televised games. All right.
You guys are going right at 34 again? Going chalk?
I'm going closer to 34.
Yeah. Right. Same.
30s. You guys are saying 30s.
Yeah, I said either the max or as close as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that still doesn't make any sense to me. The fact that you're giving more credit to Harden than you are the MVP, which is interesting.
Oh, speaking of putting words in people's mouths, I'm giving credit as well.
Well, that's kind of what it is. That's what you said to me last night when we talked about.
So they're gonna drop 10 national televised games because of the Harden situation.
That would mean they're banking on us getting screwed in that deal. That's what that means.
No, they're banking on Harden not being there, and that's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah, but if you were to tell me we got Zach LaVine instead of Harden, our national games should not be affected at all, right? Like that's just as much of a fun watch as it is with Harden, maybe even more in some degree. But if you're telling me we get back Mann, Batum, and Covington, yeah, there's a difference there.
You still have the MVP to fall back on, though.
True, you do.
So I'm just saying. So let me. So Denver has Jokic and Murray.
Yeah.
Them losing players, you think they're going to get any fewer games? Or is it because they won?
Yeah, Bruce Brown being gone, they're going to lose 10 games.
Bruce Brown is not equivalent to James Harden, though. Come on, that's not fair.
I'm just saying, like, they have their best 2 players.
But Harden was our second best player last year, though, no?
Well, according to you and everything that's been reported on people stepping up, that's going to change.
But based right now, though, our 2 best players coming from last season were Embiid and Harden, right?
Well, obviously, not everybody feel that way because the guy wouldn't be asking for a trade because of the salary.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. They just don't see it as 45 million good. They see it more as like 35 million good.
Do you think
Maxi's going to get his max?
Yeah.
Starting point or end point? Starting or end?
Whatever his max is, he's going to get it.
The most amount.
The most that he can get, he's going to get.
No matter how he plays this year.
Assuming he plays the way that we're expecting him to play.
Okay.
That's what you got to always assume he's going to play like that.
If he averages 25, 26 a game this year and like 5 or 6 assists, yeah, he can get whatever the hell he wants. I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, if he plays the way he played last year, if he shows the same progression that he's shown the last couple years.
He's so efficient, though. I mean, can he sustain that? He's got to take a dip somewhere. He can't be averaging 44
if he shows the same progression with more volume, because more volume is coming.
Yes.
If James isn't here.
Apparently, it's coming either way.
So if that volume is coming and that progression is still there, yeah, he's going to get the most he can get.
Do you think, this is, again, pure speculation, do you think management kind of wants Harden to also be here, not only because it makes us a better team, yeah, but also it does bring Maxi's stats down on a contract year.
I mean, I think you there's some logic into that. I can't see them overthinking or thinking like that. Like, I would hope that that's not how they're thinking, because I would think that the priority would be put our team in the best position to win a championship.
Which is also with Harden for one more year, right? It's not like they're losing.
Yeah, but I don't think that it'll keep his stats down, because at the rate that Maxi's already going, and you look at all the other guys that are around his age that are just signing deals, you already know what you're looking at paying them.
Yeah.
You look at Bane, for instance. You look at his deal. You already know that's the area. That's the range.
But there's a big difference between Poole's deal and Bane's deal, though.
But I'm telling you. So that's why I told a lot of people. I told a lot of people that were all on Poole, and when all that stuff went down, I was like, Poole's deal is a team-friendly deal. And they were like, you crazy. Now look.
Mm-hmm.
Poole and Hero.
Yes. We're about talking about their deals. Now I said, now look. Yeah. The kid from Indiana and Bane get doubled their contract.
Wild.
I know. So, crazy.
So
give me Maxi in between those numbers.
Man, come on. Listen to what I'm telling you. And doing what he's been doing in the same progression, Bane is the minimum. There's minimum. With Rich's agent, man, get the heck out of here, man. No way he's going under that.
Okay.
Last thing before we get out of here, Christmas Day game. Will we have a Christmas Day game with or without Harden?
Nah.
What? Will we have a Christmas Day game?
Yeah.
Somebody actually sent me the Christmas Day schedule.
Has it already come out?
I didn't say it came out.
Ooh. Spicy.
Yeah, I didn't say it came out. I just said somebody already sent me a schedule.
Do you see the 76ers on there?
We have a really good chance of playing.
Ooh, I love this. We
have a really good chance of being on Christmas Day.
So Teja's wrong already. I love
it.
We
will be on Christmas Day.
Wow.
From what I was told. I was told who we're going to play, when we're going to play, but, I'll let that kind of hit.
Is it a home game? Is it a home game?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's a good place to be for Christmas.
Oh, it's MSG again, isn't it?
Huh?
It's Madison Square Garden again, isn't it?
Just saying, it's a good place to be for Christmas. I'll leave it at that, man.
All right.
All right. Well, there you go. We got.
Hey, there's some good news right there.
That's breaking news right there.